Story 1. I'm glad someone is taking action. It may seem performative or ineffective, but we have been calling on Democrats to take action, and this is something he can do. I hope he outlasts Strom Thurmond's record for the longest speech. Story 2. It is incredible that Senator Booker continues to speak and shows no signs of stopping anytime soon. Story 3. He's causing good trouble just like John Lewis to resist with whatever tools you have. Story 4. The fact that he has stamina and that many of the points he is bringing up are relevant is impressive. Story 5. I am honestly in awe. He is reading letters from the people, forcing the representatives who ignore us to listen. He has been going for over 20 hours with no food, no water, and no bathroom breaks. He is doing that for us. Story 6. It's remarkable. If he continues for about 3 more hours, he will write himself into the history books and surpass Strom Thurmond as the longest filibuster in United States history. Considering Cory Booker is a black man, this achievement would be a significant statement. Edit. He did it. Cory Booker has made history with the longest filibuster in United States history, condemning the Trump administration. Story 7. I am a huge fan. Do I think this should have been done weeks ago? Yes. Do I think a lot of damage has already been done unchecked? Yes. But the tax cut bill is looming over Congress right now, which will grant tax cuts not to people like you and me, but to the wealthiest in the nation. While he hasn't disrupted a vote and this isn't a true filibuster, he is modeling and setting an example for the rest of the Democratic Party. He is voicing the concerns of the American people who see right through this administration. He is setting the tone moving forward. When this tax cut bill makes its way to the Senate, others now know what to do. He is disrupting normal Senate business and making the noise we want to be made. Many people are saying this is performative, to save face, or too late. These are the same individuals who have been yelling for Democrats to take action. Now that they are taking action, it's not the right action. How about, instead of being incredibly difficult to please, we stand behind the people who are doing their utmost to make their voices heard and convey their points. It's hard, and they need all of our support. Story 8. Political acts of defiance are one method to recapture the attention of a decidedly ill-informed public. Bravo, Senator. Story 9. Doing anything is better than Chuck Schumer sitting idle and doing nothing. Will it be effective? No. Will it change anything? No. But it is still preferable to watching the chaos caused by those in power. Story 10. What do I think? I believe anything is better than nothing, which is what we have been receiving from our government. Let us keep moving forward and head in the right direction. Please. Story 11. I find it inspiring, hoping it is just the beginning. It is nice to see someone do something or anything. Story 12. If this was the Democratic playbook from the very beginning, we would be in a better position today. I appreciate his efforts and can only hope that this behavior becomes the norm going forward. Story 13. It's 22:50 here in Amsterdam. I have the flu, but I keep thinking, 10 more minutes, then I sleep. The United States is sliding into authoritarian rule, devoid of checks and balances. Democrats seem to have limited options available to them. This is a good move. Democrats could definitely do more, but this is a start. Definitely a start. Places like Hungary and Turkey have had the same leaders for too long. The United States might fall into that state unless there is a pushback. The sooner, the better. Story 14. I think it is excellent as long as it indicates further efforts and is not just a one-time occurrence. But yes, good for him. It is a beginning. Story 15. I love it. It shows that someone is at least trying to demonstrate that what is happening isn't normal. I donated to him. Story 16. Linking the filibuster for visibility. Over 21 hours and 70,000 viewers. We can do much better than that, in my opinion. This is about demonstrating to people and the administration that we do care. I, for one, support this effort regardless of context. The significance of this effort cannot be understated. Story 17. I really like Booker when he ran for president. I admire him even more now. Thank you, Mr. Booker, for standing for American democracy. Story 18. I just watched live as Cory Booker broke the record. This is historic because he overcame a man who opposed people like him and wanted them to be oppressed. He is still speaking. Story 19. Anyone who says this doesn't matter is mistaken. Every fight and every battle is significant. He has successfully brought important issues to national attention. That's a significant win in my view. Support speaking out against oppression. Story 20. The Democratic Party needs to take this example as a wake-up call and start fighting. Enough of Schumer's strategy of sitting back and doing nothing. Story 21. Watching the marathon speech and then hearing that Wisconsin told Elon to go away made for a perfect day. Story 22. That's my senator. I voted for him. He spoke at my university graduation ceremony too. I'm so proud to be a New Jerseyan right now. Story 23. There are two sides to this. On one hand, I appreciate that he is taking a stand, and the Democratic Party needs to learn that theater is important. It is not just about policy. It is also about how it appears on the front page of a newspaper that an average person will see while waiting in line. On the other hand, he did vote to confirm some of Donald Trump's nominees, which cannot be overlooked. If he continues to act defiantly from now on and the confirmations were a mistake in the past, I am willing to forgive. Story 24. I am brought to tears watching Senator Booker give everything, heart and soul, to stop the madness that is our government in Washington, D.C. Story 25. It is good to see someone taking the situation seriously. It seems he understands that this is not business as usual and that politicians need to take a clear stance. This gives me hope that we can muster enough determination to get through this with the Constitution intact. Story 26. I appreciate his efforts. It highlights how lacking some Democrats are. Slotkin and Peters have let down Michigan. Fetterman's actions have become expected at this point. Senator Booker is a true patriot, demonstrating the difference between genuine Democrats and progressives seeking change versus feckless Republicans. I have had concerns about individuals like Schumer, but at least he has taken some action amidst everything. Slotkin and Peters, who have been ineffective, continue to prove their lack of value. Story 27. It was 25 hours and 18 minutes. I do not know how anyone could stand that long. They cannot sit down and cannot even take bathroom breaks. He beat Strom Thurmond's record. I believe a person of any race who did this is a hero if they are on the right side. Story 28. I am a registered Republican and I support this. My grandfather fought in a war to keep America safe, and we are becoming too comfortable with the worst aspects of fascism and communism. Story 29. Watching Booker for an hour, I learned a lot about how bad the felon's first term was and why this one will be worse, much worse. Story 30. I was watching him, amazed at the man he is and hoping that others will stand up to Donald Trump and Elon Musk the way Senator Cory Booker has. The fact that his speech will surpass the record 24-hour filibuster time of Strom Thurmond, the avowed racist, is a triumph. Story 31. Do I think it will actually accomplish anything? No. Am I pleased that a Democrat is doing something in opposition to the cult of MAGA? Absolutely. Story 32. This man is a true leader. He just did something that no one else would do for him, and he did it for the benefit of everyone. Story 33. It probably won't actually help anything, but it's impressive and somehow a lot more than Democrats have done lately to fight back. So I'm here for it. Story 34. He is doing an outstanding job. He has so much to say and is full of eloquence and passion after 24 hours. Thank you to Senator Booker. Story 35. This is the leadership from the Democrats that we need, which has been very badly missing for the last few years. We need more Senator Bookers. Story 36. He is a hero in my eyes, not afraid of getting into some good trouble. We need more people willing to do that. Story 37. I'm not religious, but they should consider a filibuster by reading the Bible and emphasizing all the parts the Republican Party has failed at since they love the Bible so much. Story 38. Not my favorite politician, but today he is an American hero worthy of celebration by all Americans for generations to come. Story 39. I don't think it will solve anything. The time for action is now. The time for peaceful speeches is over. Story 40. It won't achieve anything except putting him in the spotlight, which was presumably the goal, but it is impressive purely from a stamina viewpoint. I certainly don't think I would be able to stay on my feet for 25 hours, much less keep talking the whole time. He may not be at retirement age like many other American politicians, but he is not exactly young either. Regardless of whether you like him or his politics, you cannot say he did not commit to the task. He will be feeling that one for the next couple of days. Story 41. As a Texan who is frustrated with Ted Cruz, I salute Senator Booker. Story 42. He surpassed Strom Thurmond's record for attempting to deny people like Cory Booker their rights while filibustering the Civil Rights Act. Story 43. He is from my hometown. I had the chance to interview him while I was in graduate school. I tweeted him and he replied. He called me and we talked. He is a wonderful person. I grew up admiring him and followed his political career. I am not saying he is without flaws, but he is also genuine. Team Booker. Go Cory. Story 44. This is the Senate equivalent of one of those boat gatherings where they are all flying Trump flags. There is a lot of energy being expended with no practical impact, other than to make the hardcore extreme groups believe it means something. Story 45. Typical Democratic apologist. Oh yeah? Well, what do you expect the Democrats to do? Me. Look at Cory Booker. Story 46. The work that went into the binders he has is a testament to him and his office, as well as the effort they made to get this right. He isn't up there reading green eggs and ham like he did during his filibuster. Additionally, people have been urging the Democrats to take action. This is action. He's acting within the bounds of his position in a public and professional manner. What do I think? I'm grateful. Story 47. He is giving me more hope than anyone else this year. I am sure it will be short-lived because our government is lacking. However, at present, I have hope. Story 48. Power to him, proud of it. The legal system we have in this country is absolutely ridiculous. It's 2025 and we have the internet. We need sweeping changes. Story 49. I am glad that a Democrat is taking action instead of just standing by and saying there is nothing they can do. However, I wish this was more than a protest and that he was holding something significant. Story 50. I think it depends on what comes next. If they build on this energy and this is just the beginning, then absolutely keep going. But what will happen when a real bill or another continuing resolution is up? I expect to see this again, and if not, then this is all just a performance. A great performance, but that's all. Story 51. It's nice. Is there anything extraordinary for headlines to grab attention and inspire others to take action? The best case would be for it to blossom into something more. What that is, who knows? However, you hope it's a trigger for more growth rather than a one-off event. Story 52. Proud of him. It is ironic that the one he defeated was a racist, and Cory is a black man. If the elections in Florida and Wisconsin go to the Democratic Party today, America can be saved. Story 53. It doesn't matter what he is saying. What matters is that he is standing up against tyranny. I support him wholeheartedly. Story 54. I'm a Canadian and just read a news article about this. No food or bathroom breaks. Standing, not wandering. I'm a bit impressed. Story 55. I tuned in a few times and was surprised by how coherent and articulate he was late in the game. I listened as he broke the record, and he was still making a lot of sense. Story 56. As a Canadian, I have distanced myself from the American political landscape, but I have had this on as background noise for the past 5 or 6 hours. Good for him, and I hope it draws the right kind of attention. If nothing else, it has been a rare show of actual leadership from the Democrats, apart from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Bernie Sanders, during the past 2 months of this situation. Story 57. Seeing a Democrat do anything to push back against the slow-motion Republican coup is a real breath of fresh air. Story 58. I am energized by this and the fact that he has demonstrated his commitment to the American people. Protest, do not stress. Story 59. I only caught the last hour or so, but it was refreshing to hear someone critically address the system in such an inspiring way. It felt like he clearly articulated the yearning for a brighter future in America with urgency. Story 60. I just read that clips of various parts of his speech and answers to questions have about 500 million views on TikTok today. At least the world has been reminded that there is still a Democratic Party in America. For the record, if the Democrats were smart, they would take advantage of this situation and encourage Chuck Schumer to step aside and promote Cory Booker to minority leader for the remainder of the year. He has earned it with this little stunt. Story 61. I think the point was twofold. First, the simple one, he needed to knock off the top spot. It's from a guy who spoke for 24 hours about his opposition to the Civil Rights Act. That needed to not be number one anymore. So yes, Cory, just to show that we will not sit down and accept this. He may not be accomplishing much legislatively with this, but he is absolutely demonstrating how much he wants to fight this takedown of our government. The cynical side of me whispers, or he wants voters to think that so he doesn't lose votes. But disregarding that, we need hope right now. At the very least, he is putting himself through a lot to show us that he is willing to do it for us. And again, yes, Cory. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.